Hey, welcome back to Real-Time Workflows. I'm MXBell. We're in a different room because we're going to do some VCam recording. I've kind of talked around this in a few of the videos, but let's do one that's dedicated to live recording a VCam camera move in a take and what we can do with it. I've been asked about this by Stan, and I thought we might as well just go through it step by step. So, empty level, this is just my starter kit. You know where to get that, link below. And we're going to just record a camera. We've got my iPad over here. It's about 1 meter from the ground, and that's going to be the VCam. The first thing I'm going to do is add a virtual. First thing I'm going to do is add my plugins. VCam, virtual camera, and we also need live link, and that should do us. I'll restart that. We'll go new level, basic. Okay, so we're in a clean level entirely. Right, so let's bring in our VCam. I like to use two viewports. The reasons why it should become obvious. I go to this one here and 2 panes, and then we have 2 separate ones. And then what happens when we bring our virtual camera in, he overtakes the one on the left, but we can still see what we've got an objective view on with the one on the right. Okay, I'm going to reset him. And I'm going to give him, I'm gendering him, I apologize. Then I'm going to put him 100 centimeters up because that's where my iPad is. Okay. And now I'm going to, incidentally, the VCam takes over this viewport and it makes it very difficult to do fucking anything else, right? So when you're sick of it, when you don't need it anymore to be doing that, we can turn off the output provider here. Okay. And it goes away. And it's just a perspective window. When we turn it back on, it overtakes the viewport again, right? Just so everybody knows, that's how you do that, because it's really fucking annoying. So I'm going to connect my iPad. Now, if you get this error, you see what's happening here is that the viewport in the iPad window, which is the one on the left, isn't updating, but the one on the right is. There is a way to fix that. We can go to, we know we've got the 2 windows. We can go to Window and load default editor layout. And now we will have our camera view without all the HUD bullshit on there. And that will work nice and smooth, right? So if that gives you a problem, that's how to fix it. So now I'm going to go to Cinematics and Take Recorder. I'm going to add my VCam. We're going to scroll down and we're going to make sure start at current time is off. What start at current time will do is it will record it at the time of day time code in Unreal Engine, which will be hundreds of thousands of frames down the timeline from 0. You want this if you're recording, like for example, now I'm recording on Blackmagic on my iPhone. That has got time of day time code. I'm actually looking at it, clicking up right now. If I wanted to sync up this footage with this take recorder setting, you leave time of day time code on. But for most things, if you're just making a film, you just want to turn it off and then you get your camera moves at 0. Okay, so we're going to turn it off. Okay, and we're going to hit, I'm just going to do a simple push forward, like 8 feet forward, and then I'll pull back when we've got some camera data we can use. So we'll hit record and it's going to go 3, 2, 1. And I'm going to go push. And then back. Break down. And we'll hit stop. And I'll come back to my 2 viewports and I'm going to kill off output provider. So we're just left with 2 viewport windows. Our recorded sequence is going to be is always in takes. So we'll go to Cinematics, takes. And we open this and we get in sequencer. We should see our camera, there he is, that we've recorded. Okay, we've still got our camera that's not in the sequencer because this one is being spawned. So that's fine. You can see here it's set to spawnable. And here's our recorded camera data. Now, if we want to take this out and do something else with it, we can do. So we can. There's several ways to do this. If we wanted to, we could just need to unlock it if we want to edit it, which is this lock button over here. We can now copy this camera and we can paste it into any other level sequence. But we could also create a camera. If we type to search camera animation, we can also create a camera animation sequence. Let's just call it the same thing, which is just what I recorded it. So we'll call it cam. And what that's going to be waiting for is a camera transform data. So we can grab our transform component from here, and we can bring it into here, and we can paste it onto our camera, and then we would just set the time to be whatever we did. So 300, 400, 410, let's say. Okay. And now if we were to create a new sequence entirely, level sequence, test sequence, open this. Now our VCam's still here, right? That's our VCam. So you can delete that now if you want, but the better way to do it is to put it into its own level. So if we make a VCam level in here, let's go to and make it a sub-level. Then we'll add levels, add a levels window. We can drop our VCam over here, set it to, which is probably fine like that actually. And then we're gonna right click with the VCam selected, right click and move selected actors to level. And then we can turn it off, and let's get rid of our VCam. Let's just turn off our active, and then we can get rid of our VCam level. And now we don't have the VCam in as a problem anymore. And then we can go to our new test sequence. We're going to add a camera in here, which is this. Let's set him to the same settings we had our VCam. So he's going to be at, I'll get rid of this now. Zero him out, set him to 100. And now we can add a template sequence, which is the one we just did, and now that's our camera move. What the camera template sequence does is it adds the animation on top of this. So if you just do a simple push forward, now we can move our camera wherever we want, and when the template animation sequence runs, it just pushes forward from that point. So that's quite a nice way to do it. Let's just go quickly and look at recording into another sequence. So we've got some animation, which we do. We've got some in here, this guy, and we've got a camera in there. Let's say we are going to get rid of this camera and we're going to do our new one for ourselves. All right. We can grab our VCam sublevel, put him in here. Now we've got a VCam. We'll click on the VCam. Remember, we're going to put him wherever we think. So he's going to be 100 centimeters high, but other than that, we can put him wherever in the world we think he's going to be best to go. So for this, I would say probably we want to be, just to make things simple, probably going to bring him over here and rotate him 90 degrees this way, so that if we imagine our virtual space, there's the camera, and our virtual man now on that screen is kind of here, right? So when we run the sequence, we're going to be videoing him from this point. Okay, so when we go to take recorder, we're now going to choose a sequence to record into, which is going to be this one. Okay, and we're going to add our VCam. We're going to turn on our output provider. Okay, I'll connect to my VCam. Yep, we're connected. Okay, so let's try one. This is going to record into there, and we'll hit record. Okay, here he comes. To view what we did, we're just going to come back into VCam, and VCam. We're going to turn off output providers, which gives us back our control of our workspace. And now we can turn this on, and we can see here there's our camera move that we just recorded. And that's recorded directly into the sequence that we had the action. So hopefully that answers those concerns. But let me know if not. Hopefully that will do it. You know where I am. If not, catch you down the road.